is online.
Oh, you want the timer to set?
10,
I'm the one who
9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, I can see that.
Ma'am, ma'am, good evening, Toastmasters. There's no energy level. Can you be a bit louder? Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Welcome to the epic Rendezvous meeting, which is timed memorable. I'm Toastmaster Nazmi, the VPM of Speech Weavers Club. I sincerely and wholeheartedly applaud and request the Airbus Toastmasters Club and also the Garden City Club members for being present here for the Rendezvous meeting. Before we begin, I have set up few rules. I'll give you just 10 seconds. Kindly switch off your voice or put them on mute. And also, put yourselves on mute when somebody else is speaking. And only talk or leave the room when there is an applause. And Toastmasters, we believe that everybody should be appreciated. So whenever something feels that is good, please applause. It also helps in the health point of view. Be attentive throughout the meeting and support the speaker with a smile because it makes a lot of difference when you smile. Doesn't it?
Yes.
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 Thank you so much. So let's have a great meeting. I see something in you all. I know what it is, and that is that you're going to enjoy the meeting. I now would like to request the president of Speech Weavers Club, that is a Toastmaster who has worked for 2 nations as project manager in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, consulting engineer and electromechanical product projects ranger for 2 to 20 billion US. Can we have a round of applause? The audience with Saudi Arabia and Bahrain kings had a meeting with him, and he was presented with many awards. He loves to play music, he loves to sing, he also loves to play badminton, lawn tennis, TT, table tennis, not table topics, billiards, and also bowling. He has been a dedicated yoga practitioner, and he is none other than a very old president who has been there in Toastmasters fraternity for the past 3 years. He has led the club right from the front. He is also the area director of North Carolina, USA, and also is also the member of Freddy Chapter 1 Advanced Toastmasters Club. Can we have a big round of applause for the stalwart and the trailblazer of President Joseph Sir Benedict.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nazmin, for that amazing introduction, and you made my day today. I see there is lot of people in the back benches. I don't know where they are, but I could not see even the chairs are there. So unfortunate, we could not fill up the chairs. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. In the famous quote by Aristotle, my beloved Toastmasters, it gives me a great joy to have this great unity of Toastmasters clubs on this pleasant evening. You have selected this luxurious venue GW Market for the members to enjoy the serenity and scintillating atmosphere. Three clubs are united today, not just for an exciting meeting, but also to make Toastmasters better in a grand success. In gaining the strength and spread its mission and vision during our learning. It always allows every club to exhibit its culture in addition to intelligence and teamwork. Michael Jordan, who you all know very well, a famous basketball player, once said, talent wins the games, but teamwork and intelligence win champions. This is not akin to our Rendezvous meeting. Toastmasters International is a platform where leaders are made, but not speakers are made. As leaders and speakers, we must exhibit our people. With this, we must try to make champions. Many keynote speakers have contributed by encouraging members during the learning journey. Many have become great speakers by following their advice. The leaders make a difference in the life of other people, not the speakers. I one day at the IAC Congress in Malaysia and finished first place. I've also finished second place in the evaluation contest with the same Malaysia because I was a member of one of the club, participated in that contest. I wish all the others similar success. Even today is very special. People go down at one of the greatest events in the history of the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club since its inception 14 plus years ago in this meeting number 717. All the past leaders of this club maintained the status of endearing this club to the best of their abilities in guiding the members to achieve their goals. At the same time, they played a role in the club's growth also. Many awards were won by our club during the period of growth, and the testimony to that, a few awards we have won. It's displayed there, the Golden Gavel, Sydney Savan Award, and the I fervently hope we continue to achieve the support of our blood members in motivating each other, encouraging mentorship, and more to elevate the club to the next level. We wish a similar success to Garden City Toastmasters and also the Airbus Toastmasters Club. I remember the famous quote of Henry Ford, quote, coming together is a success. Keeping together is a progress. Working together is a success. I order the meeting number 717. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, President, Mr. President, Joseph Alex Bennett, sir, for the kind wisdom words that we've got. The next president is Toastmaster Viveke's odyssey at Toastmasters started in February 2019. Coincidentally, he married in the same month. Lucky you, I would say. He is dedicated to both Toastmasters and his wife. How many of you here are dedicated to Toastmasters and your family life? If we have see the raise of hands, I can't see even one person raising their hand. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Vivek. By profession, he is a mechanical engineer with specialization in aerospace system design. Vivek has more than 9 years experience in aerospace designs and is currently working as product manager responsible for Airbus. He is the president of Airbus Toastmasters Club, also area PR manager for area T2. Public speaking has been an interest right from the childhood when he started presenting patriotic speeches on Independence Day. How many of us are dedicated to our nation? Jai Hind! Yes. Toastmasters is helping Vivek to raise the bar of quality in public speaking and impromptu speaking. Let's welcome the charismatic president from Airbus, Toastmaster Vivek Kart.
Thank you, Toastmasters Nazreen. Sincere apologies for making late, but I think yes, we have made it somehow on time. Yes,
Just in time.
just in time. Yeah. About Toastmasters, I think you must have already discussed or like it started from basically a young men's Christian association club, and then it went on to become the club what is now. I am really inspired by Ralph Sis Medley because although there is a Christian word there, he has made that platform which is now utilized or effective or used by a lot of people around the world. And I call that is something related to unity, strength. We all come from diverse backgrounds. I think India, nothing to mention, a lot of diversity. See, this one person has found out one good thing and now made it helpful for throughout the world, people throughout the world. So I think we all Indians also are coming from a lot of diverse backgrounds. I know I should not mention this word, but as an etiquette in Toastmasters, but religions, we are coming from different states. We all have something positive. We all have something which can be beneficial for the humanity. And I think this is the inspiration we also should take from Ralph Sismedi. Whatever is best in our religion, whatever is best in our part of area, we should make it as good as we can and present it, and whole world should be benefited by that. And I think if we make it, that will be really uh, the epoch moment for the today's theme, that is unity is strength. I think with that, that's all I wanted to tell regarding unity is strength. I come from Airbus India Toastmasters Club, and we also try to give a lot of people a chance. Maybe there are freshers, there are some very mature Toastmasters like Toastmasters Superman, DTM Vidyut, and we also have very young Toastmasters like Yogesh. Is actually doing the TTM role for the first time, but I just I just thought that you can make it because this is a platform you have got and you can make use of it. So we all come from different backgrounds actually. We all have different set of experiences. but that's how we can make the world beautiful with our qualities or whatever skills we have. And welcome once again, and sincere apologies from my side once again. And over to you, Toastmaster.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Because India is, we believe in inclusivity, in diversity. And that is what Toastmasters is all about. So now, the oldest club in India, Garden City Club. This person is a Toastmaster since 1998. He has conducted youth leadership programs for school and was a coach of 2 schools in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He was also the member of Kohinoor Toastmasters Club, an elite 30 advanced Toastmasters Club in Saudi Arabia. In 2014, he was the contest chair of Saudi Arabian Toastmasters Annual Conference member of GCTC since 2019. He loves to travel and gardening is one of his hobbies. Let's welcome the president of the oldest club in India, Toastmaster Abraham Gardening.
Thank you, Madam Nazneen, for that wonderful introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, I think there are no guests. Good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Good evening. We are in a slumber state. Good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
As Toastmaster Nazneen has mentioned that we are the first club of India, started way back in 1992. And we are very fortunate enough to have one of its members, that is DTM Ramlal, who is the second distinguished Toastmaster of India. Was the second distinguished Toastmaster of India. Since then till now, he is with the club, and I'm sure that he's the strongest pillar of our club. He is the strongest pillar of the club, and there are other members also, charter members who have been with this club right from the beginning. I joined this club in 2019, as said by Toastmaster Nazneen, and since then I've been taken up the charge of presidentship twice, and I am very fortunate that I'm with these elite people. Though I think our people are not here, our members are not here, but still because of some unavoidable circumstances. Anyhow, what I would like to say is, we are all Toastmasters, of course. And we have got a goal that we want to be leaders and we want to be good orators. Isn't it? Yes. I mean, is this our only purpose, that we would like to become good orators? Where are we going to use those skills? The world has got many challenges now. Poverty is around, hunger, wars. Name anything, which is spoiling this world day after day. The environment is getting spoiled. Global warming is taking place. What is the contribution from our Toastmasters to this? This is what I just wanted to say, that we are united as Toastmasters. Probably I think we've got around more than 3.5 lakh members around the world. We have got our own personal goals of achieving the status of being the best speaker or the best leader. But have we ever thought of how we could contribute to this world? How, as a team, how, as this big number, can we make a difference to this world? We have got the power, we have got the unity, but there is no start. We are not concentrating on what the world is requiring. We are concentrating on what we want. What we want is what we are achieving. We want to be the world champions. We are trying our best. We want to put up good words to the people. We are doing our best. But as a large, as a team, as a huge team, I wouldn't say that as a team, but it's a huge team. More than 3.5 lakh members. We could make a lot of difference to this world. I would like to just bring to your knowledge that we have to be humble. We have to be humble. And never think you are better than anyone else. Never think that we are better than anyone else, because we came from dust and unto dust we are going. But what we are going to spend the time here, that fruitful time, are we going to give to the world? What is that which we are going to give the world? I think we all have to sit and ponder, try to find out what best as a team we could do to this world. There are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of things we could do as a team. So I request that, of course, we are gathered here with some particular purpose, but I would like to take this opportunity to kindle the fire in you, to see that, we do something to this world. If I donate 10 rupees to someone, probably I think that person could have some snack. But as a team, if we donate 10 rupees together, probably we could uplift that person's status. Isn't it? That is the strength of unity. Together we stand, divided we fall. So let us join together and see what best we could do. We need leaders. We need leaders to think on this one, to see that, what particular thing we can do, or could we do more than one thing. This is my message to all of you, that let us think on these grounds to see that we as Toastmasters, we could just compare ourselves with the Rotary clubs. What is the Rotary Club? Around the world, they are helping different persons, different communities where requirement is there. Why don't we as Toastmasters think on the same lines and do something for this world? So with this, I would like to say, united we stand, divided we fall. Let us stand together to make a difference to this world. Thank you.
I think that was a mind-boggling speech. United we stand, divided we fall. So can we have a round of applause? Toastmasters TI, Toastmasters International. One more round. Toastmasters, I don't think so. All would have gathered here. Okay. Whatever number we are today. Next person to carry forward the meeting is the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Airbus Krishna, who is the founder of a financial company. And that he's a manager and also deals with crores of percents. Crores of percents. So as the president said, 10 rupees today, definitely he's going to donate 10 rupees for sure. He is a chartered wealth manager certified by the American Academy of Financial Management and is a certified financial planner. He's a passionate speech weaver. We all know that. Don't we? Yes. Speech weavers? Yes. Yes. and he has been the VPM twice and is currently the club VP for the second time. Let's welcome the multifaceted Toastmaster Adarsh Krishna. He will now take us through the meeting with lots of fun, and as that priest Pedley said, that learning will be happen only when there is fun. And Adarsh is synonym to be fun.
Yes, greetings, all of you. I see a good number of you in this room. Yes, I am also taking into account all the empty seats back there. As the Toastmaster day for this evening, it is my duty to carry on this session from the start till the finish. And of course, it's also my duty to keep this meeting as interesting as I possibly can. So it was probably a week ago when I went running to Toastmaster Nasreen and I asked her, Nasreen, I don't know what to talk about. I've been the Toastmaster of the day, I don't know how many times in my club. There have been several occasions where I didn't even have a Toastmaster of the day, and I stepped in and played that role at my club, and now I've run out of themes. And Nasreen told me, I just want to talk about unity is strength. That's right, unity is strength is something I've never spoken about in Toastmasters. But of course, it's always unity that sort of binds us together. That's what brought us together today to have this event. And the first thing that came to my mind when someone said unity is strength was I went straight to YouTube. I went straight to YouTube and I typed unity is strength so that I can find a story that I can talk about at the meeting. And I found nothing. And the second thing that I did was I Googled it. And again, I found nothing. And last but not the least, I went back to my past. I thought about the interesting things that I've been told in my life. I've been told so many stories. I've been told so many stories, and this was one story that my grandmother told me when I was a child. And I don't know why, but it came to my mind today morning. It's a story about a monkey and an elephant. Now, the elephant claimed that he was the strongest. I'm the strongest, there's no one that can bring me down. And there was a monkey that said, hey, I'm the most agile creature on this planet. I can go up the tree, I can come down, I can go anywhere I want. The both of them were arguing against each other, claiming that they were better than the other. And guess what? They went straight to an owl that was up a tree. And they asked, hey, who of the both of us is actually better? The elephant said, hey, I'm the strong one. The monkey claimed that I'm the agile one. And the owl said, you know what? There is a way to find out who's better than the other. The owl posed a challenge. The owl said, you know what? You see the tree all the way back there? You see the tall tree there? I want you to go up that tree and I want you to pluck the divine fruit that's hanging from there. And for that, you must cross the river. And the next thing that happened was that the both of them started running towards them. And they went towards the river, and then the river was actually very, very deep. And the elephant was the only one that could get it. So the elephant sort of walked into the river, and the monkey sort of clung on to them. And the both of them went past the river, and when they finally got to the tree, they saw the tree, and they found the fruit was all the way up there. And of course, the elephant cannot go up there, can it? Absolutely not. So the monkey went all the way up to the tree, plucked the fruit, came back down, and the elephant and the monkey crossed the river again and went back to the owl. And the both of them said, guess what? I'm better. And the owl, well, you know what the owl must have said. But you know what? By a show of hands, how many of you think the monkey was better? How many of you think the monkey was better? By a show of hands, come on. You think the monkey was better? Come on, by a show of hands. I'm sure all of you have two hands. All right, you thought the monkey was better? All right, how many of you thought that the elephant was better? Oh, you think the elephant is better? Well, guess what? The owl said, well, the both of you need each other. The both of you need each other. There's no way the monkey could have got to the tree. And there's no way the elephant could have climbed up the tree. So that's exactly where the concept of unity is strength comes in. And that's exactly the theme for today's meeting. And before we proceed, I'd like to introduce Toastmasters to all the guests that are watching us on YouTube. Toastmasters is an international organization with presence in over 145 countries. There are so many clubs across the world, and three of them have summoned themselves for today's speaker, namely the Airbus Toastmasters Club, the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, and the oldest club in the whole of Bangalore, Currently Toastmasters Club. I'd like to welcome all of you to today's meeting, and today's meeting will be divided into three parts. We'll have a preparatory session, we'll have something called a table topic session, and last but not the least, we'll have the evaluation session. Now, to know what these things are, I'll quickly brief them. A prepared speech session is a session where we have multi-syllable speeches, where members are supposed to deliver speeches based on their respective pathway projects. And then we have the table topic session, where all your impromptu speaking skills are going to be used. And last but not the least, to sort of stop us all from talking and sort of get some feedback to our speeches, we have the evaluation session. On that note, I'd like to start today's preparatory session by inviting the evaluator for speaker number one. And the evaluator for speaker number one, and guess what? I've forgotten this speaker number one. DTM Ramlal. I'd like to invite DTM Ramlal to come to the stage to state the speech objectives of our speaker number one's speech. Over to you.
Mr. Toastmaster and for the Toastmasters, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. Mind you, unfamiliar audience, and the time allotted for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to the Toastmasters.
Thank you for that, distinguished Toastmaster Ramlal. Our speaker for today is not an ordinary person whatsoever. He is a distinguished Toastmaster and he has quite a resume. That's the reason why I've written all of this down on my phone. He is a certified independent director, a non-executive director, and director on the board of Alien Impact India Private Limited. He's a qualified company secretary and a law graduate. He's also a certified mediator and he loves running marathons. And he's also someone that mentors a lot of corporate clubs. He's a part of 5 clubs overall, including the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. He is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Milind Kulakar. Distinguished Toastmaster Milind Kulakar. Speech title, Do You Know? Do you know TTM Milind Kulakar? Over to you.
It was a perfect morning, and the processions of elephants made a striking picture of oriental color and splendor. We passed to the Queen's Garden. It was there that I had an unaccountable presentiment of evil and said to my wife, I feel quite miserable. I'm sure something dreadful is going to happen. My wife replied, it's probably that you are tired and you always dislike ceremonials. A few moments later, the procession entered the Chandni Chowk, the principal street of Delhi. I had not proceeded more than about 300 yards. Before there was a shattering explosion. My elephant stopped. There was a dead silence. My helmet was on the road. I turned to look back and saw some yellow powder and remarked, I'm afraid that's all. I felt as though somebody had hit me very hard and poured hot water on me. I felt very painful. The chief of police handed my helmet and asked for orders. I said, the procession was to proceed as before. But when the procession was gone a short distance, my wife, looking back, said that I was badly wounded. And my servant, who was standing behind me, holding the state umbrella, was dead. While the poor man's body was being removed, I fainted for loss of blood. And on recovering consciousness, I found myself on the pavement having first aid. I gave orders that everything was to be carried out as arranged and gave the text of my speech to be read out at the ceremony by the senior member of my council. This was done, my wish being India should realize that nothing could deflect the British government and the government of India from their declared intention. My wounds were very painful and took a long time to heal, as there were several small operations to be carried out to remove particles of bomb, which were screws, nails, gramophone needles, etc. But I was determined to open the first meeting of the Legislative Assembly in the new capital. I was quite unfit to do so, as I had to leave my bed to go to the chamber. After a short rest, I addressed the assembly for about 15 minutes, and after listening a few speeches from the leaders, I returned to bed. And 2 days later, I went to Dehradun. Two incidents of interest occurred on the journey. The second one was when driving in the car from station to my home. I passed an Indian standing in front of the gate of his house with several others, and all of whom were very demonstrative of their salam. On inquiring what these people were, I was told that principal Indian was residing 2 days before the public meeting at Dehradun and had proposed and had carried a vote of condolence with me on account of attack on my body. It was proved later that it was this identical Indian who had threw the bomb at me. Toastmasters, I have read out the extract of Lord Harding's memoir, My Years in India, 1910 to 1960. Viceroy Harding was making his first ceremonial entry into Delhi, the new capital, when the bomb was thrown at him. Lord Harding was instrumental in shifting the capital from Calcutta to Delhi. Do you know who was this Indian who threw the bomb at Lord Harding's? It was the same Indian who attempted a military coup at the Banaras cantonment in 1915 and then in Lahore cantonment in 1915. Fearing death, he fled to Japan in a guise of as a relation and a personal assistant of Rabindranath Tagore. In Japan, he was given a shelter by a Japanese nationalist family, Somo family. And not only that, they made him his son-in-law. The same Indian introduced in their family restaurant in Nakamura, Tokyo, the famous Indian curry. And if you happen to visit Tokyo even today, make sure to visit Nakamura restaurant to enjoy this curry, which was served since 1927. Do you know who is this Indian? 1942, Tokyo Conference. He established Indian Independence League. June 1942, Bangkok Conference. He invited Subhash Chandra Bose to join them and take the command of the Indian Independence League. He was the same person who convinced the Japanese government to hand over the Indian prisoners of war who later joined the Indian National Army, INA. He was the same Indian who selected the flag for Azad Hind Force and handed over to the younger Subhash Chandra Bose. Do you know who is he? In 1943, the Japanese government gave him the second highest civil award, the Rising Sun. Afflicted by TB, tuberculosis, he passed away in January 15, 1945. Do you know who is this Indian? And of course, you can celebrate his 137th birth anniversary this May 25th, 2023. Do you know who is this Indian?
Round of applause to Distinguished Toastmaster with such an amazing speech. On that note, we are moving to the next speech of today's evening. And for that speech, I'd like to call on the evaluator, Toastmaster Mayur Suryavanshi, to explain the project objectives of the speaker's speech.
Good evening, everyone. So the speaker is attending his level 1 project 2 from leadership pathway, and the objective of the speech are: the purpose of the project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. And next one is: the purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Mayur. Our speaker, our second speaker, happens to be someone that's been a software developer for 5+ years. She's currently working as a methods and tools engineer at Airbus. She's a competent communicator speaker certified at the Toastmasters International. And she was also the division finalist for the table topics contest at District 92. She'll be presenting her level 1 project to the pathway leadership development. I'd like to call on Toastmaster Tanvi. Toastmaster Tanvi, her boss to Toastmaster Tanvi. Don't follow a trend, but follow now. Toastmaster Tanvi, don't follow a trend, but follow your heart. Over to you.
Thank you. My hands are itching. Am I nervous? Certainly not. This was the conversation I was having with one of my friends yesterday. If your left palm itches, it means money is coming your way. While when your right palm itches, you're about to lose some money and good luck. Good evening, Toastmasters. It coincidentally happened to be the last day of the month, and my hands were itching.
Why? Because salary was on its way. Certainly, most of us have fallen trap of the superstition. Many people look for lucky stars, planets, numbers, and lines with great optimism. In this optimism process of looking and waiting for the right things to happen, we close the doors of creation that would have helped us achieve things faster. I remember a day 7 years back when I was in college and I was sitting with a bunch of hostel friends. It was a Thursday morning. I was just about to rush as my bucket wanted to be in that long hostel queues of bathroom as I needed to shampoo my hair that day. And one of my friends suddenly stopped me and said, Father Ekya, are you crazy? We're not supposed to wash our hairs on Thursday. And I'm like, seriously? Why? Which god Thursday is for? Lord Vishnu, Sai Baba, right? I told her, has Sai Baba told us not to wash our hairs on Thursday? To this she replied, it's just said Pandi. Most of us have fallen trap of these illogical, unknown superstitions which have no reasons behind it. That is the day because of which I'm still afraid to wash my hairs on Thursday because someone illogical said if you wash your hairs on Thursday, it will bring bad fortune for your brother. Though we have fought like cats and dogs with each other in childhood, but who can risk the life of his or her own brother? I don't have any reason, but yet I'm afraid to wash my hairs on Thursday. And the best possible answer that supports this superstition for me is the water management practices. Save water, save life. Do you think there are many superstitions like these? Don't cut your nails on Tuesday, don't eat non-veg on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Do we have any reason for holding it? No, because we are all inveigled by these powerful superstitions which have no meanings yet meaningful. Do you think has anyone tried to research on these superstitions and come up with genuine facts or answers? I haven't got one, even from my grandmother, who is the person of experiences. The quite possible answer from her most of the time is it is just said. We are forced to follow these superstitions at times by our parents and ancestors in order to pay gratitude and respect to these things. This is the Indian culture which we've been following and will continue to do so. There's always a fight in my home when my brother questions my father, where are you going? Just before he's leaving for some work that may be a positive outcome work or a negative outcome work. Because according to my father, you're not supposed to ask three W's: why, what, and where. And the reason to this is no reason. Superstitions have been highly deeply influential for us in history. They create that bad, insensible kind of atmosphere, putting everyone in doubt and binding more negativity into others. Do you think these superstitions are logical? Or it's just the self-cause effect theory which make them to appear real? There are many examples supporting these superstitions. For example, there are few historical examples which we have been persuaded with and we certainly follow it. For example, a black cat crossing your path. If black cat is unlucky, then why are the other cats not? By researching on the internet, I found out that it's not only the Indians, but also people outside India who have succumbed to these superstitions. I read several stories behind these superstitions, where some said King Charles had a pet as a black cat. Upon his death, he is said to have lamented that his good luck was gone. And the supposed truth of this superstition was the very next day he was charged in prison for some offense. The other story says black cats are companions of witches, and if a black cat crosses your path, it means the devil is watching over you. How many of us knowingly know all these superstitions have no reasons but are still afraid when a black cat crosses a path? The other example is number 13. How many of you find number 13 as lucky number? Okay, thank you for that. April 13th is the day when a cute little angel was blessed in charm family, and that happens to be me. I am a lucky number for my parents, and I don't find number 30 as unlucky. Even my important passwords and details sometimes consist of number 13. But just kidding, IT people don't try to hack my passwords now. Okay, number 13 is a contradictory number. According to Google, somewhere number 13 is very lucky in India because it falls on the 13th day of lunar fortnight, which is highly auspicious and is called Triyodashi. It belongs to Lord Shiva and is said to bestow life, peace, and prosperity. Some says number 13 is very unlucky, but these are just the self-help stories which make all these superstitions to appear real based on the cause and effect theory. They have no logical reasons behind it. There is no scientific value, but it's only the involvement of conscious sages and saints which have made these superstitions to look real. Unfortunately, the spiritual culture has been destroyed by long spells of poverty, lack of understanding, and ignorance. Superstitions have started with us long back and will continue to evolve until our heart says to follow it or not. Maybe, I'm saying maybe, by the coming generations, these might slowly start eradicating because now everybody looks for a reason behind the implementation. It's time to understand whether we reap the benefits of this profound tradition, if any, or don't follow a trend but follow your heart. Because at last, everything you do is a measure of success and not just the lucky numbers or stars. Thank you.
Don't follow the trend, follow your heart. Certainly something for me to remember because I certainly follow the trend more or less. Thank you very much for that incredible speech, Toastmaster family. And our last speaker for today's meeting at the detachment session. Before I call him on, I'd like to call him on as navigator. I'd like to call on Toastmaster Priya to present the project objectives of our speaker three's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Pleasant evening to everyone present over here. So today I'm going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Rajesh. The project is level 1, project 2, and the title of the speech is My Favorite Friend. The purpose of the project for the member is to deliver the speech, get the feedback, and then apply the feedback to the second speech. Toastmaster Rajesh, I don't know you much, but I'm sure that after the delivery of your speech, I will know you. I will evaluate you based on the structure of the speech, your confidence, and your public interaction. Thank you so much and all the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Our third speaker for today is Toastmaster Rajesh Kumar. He is a Toastmaster, has been a Toastmaster for 5 years, 27 years in the IT industry. That's a long time. I'm only 24 years old, by the way. He joined Toastmasters through the very famous Speech Craft program. I don't know how many of you know about the Speech Craft program, but I know a lot of you do. It is an incredible program, which I'm sure all of you will know at some point, if you don't know it. I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Rajesh Kumar to present his speech, his level 1, project 2, titled My Favorite Friend. Toastmaster Rajesh Kumar, My Favorite Friend. Hello? Can you believe your eyes?
Yes.
Should you believe your eyes?
Yes.
Good evening, Toastmasters and Initiates. I'll tell you a personal story of mine which will change your perspective. I took admission in a college called as SIT Tumkur, Civil Management Tumkur, the year 1989. Our 1989 batch was inaugurated by His Holiness Sri Sri Shivakumara Swami on November 1st, the state convention day. During the evening of that day, many parents had come from faraway states, bid farewell to their children, and left the college campus. It was dinner time. I went to the college mess to have my dinner. I still remember the first friend whom I met, who introduced himself to me, called as Binu. Binu was his name. Binu and I started moving around. We were great friends, that's what people told. We used to meet in the college library, we used to meet in the college canteen, we used to be together in the classroom, we used to play cricket together, and we were known as best friends in 3 months after the college started. Very soon, my other friends started warning me against Binu. They told Binu is an inconsistent character, and he's a liar, that's what they told me. They told me, your favorite friend. Sometimes he tells that he stays in room number 301. Some other time he tells he stays in room number 101. And even the banana shop vendor who was outside our hostel told me some strange things about Binu. He told me, your favorite friend comes here twice every day. Once at 8 p.m. and has 3 bananas, once more at 9 p.m. and has 3 bananas. Even the mess workers who used to cook food for us in the hostel told me some strange things about Binu. They told me, your friend has dinner twice every day. Once at 8 p.m., once more he comes at 9 p.m. and has one more dinner. I got confused. I thought, how come a fired person like Binu can have 6 bananas and 2 meals in the span of 1 hour's time? Very soon, a fire drill exercise was announced in our hostel. And it was announced that as soon as the college siren went off, we all were supposed to run out of college and assemble in the adjoining cricket grounds. As indicated, the fire alarm went off. We all ran out of the hostel and assembled in the safety grounds, the college cricket grounds. When I was standing in the college cricket ground, everybody started staring at me. No, they were not staring at me. They were looking towards my left. I turned towards my left. I saw Binu. I turned towards. They were also looking towards my right. I turned towards my right. I saw one more Binu. In 3 months, this was the first time when many people understood that Binu and Biju were twins staying in the same hostel. Among all this enjoyment and confusion, our exam timetable was announced. In the engineering college lab exams, there are 2 invigilators. One is an internal invigilator, other is an external invigilator. The external invigilator comes from some other college, and he is supposed to ensure that there are no malpractices and favorism. Our exam started. Morning, Binu went to the exam. He came back in the afternoon and he was celebrating. He told us that he had done well. In the afternoon, I and Biju had our exams. When we had just started our exams, the external invigilator called Biju. He asked him, why have you come once more? When you already completed your exams in the morning? Have you come here to proxy for someone? He asked. There was a very big ruckus which was happening. We all assembled together and informed the external invigilator that the guy who had come in the morning and this guy both are twins. Should I believe your cock and bull stories? He told me. He called for the principal and the head of department, both confirmed whatever they already said. He was not ready to take it. He told the principal that if both the twins are not presented in front of him in the next half an hour, he will call up the vice chancellor and register the police. The principal called up the hostel. Binu was celebrating and he was not traceable. He sent 2 lab attendants to fetch Vinu from wherever they were in the campus. The lab attendants went in search of him, and they did not turn up for a long time. He was not traceable because he was celebrating probably. At 4 o'clock, they could locate him. They brought Vinu to the examination hall. Both Vinu and Biju were presented in front of the external invigilator at the same time. The external invigilator was shocked to see such closely resembling twins in the same case at the same time. He started trembling. He started trembling profusely. He requested the principal to forgive him. I last met Vinu and Biju in year 1993. I still pray and hope that their wives are not confused as we were. Back to the Toastmasters. Binu and Biju, I hope I never meet them because I'm one of the most confused human beings on this planet. And I'm sure I confused them with my father or my mother. Thank you very much for that incredible speech. And that's it for our preparatory session, today's meeting. But of course, before we go ahead, unity is strength, right? And then you see this here, unity is strength. By the way, this is exactly what happened ahead of today's meeting as well. Now, as the Vice President of Education of the Toastmasters Club, it's my job to walk into the meeting even before everybody walks in. I'm supposed to walk in probably 30 minutes in advance in a meeting of this caliber. I'm supposed to help in setting everything up. I'm supposed to help in setting the microphones. I'm responsible for greeting people. I'm also responsible for making everybody feel right at home. And I did none of that today. I just walked in at 6:30 and I just got the microphone and I started talking like I owned the show. But absolutely not. It's not me that owns the show, it's all of you that own the show. And obviously, special credit to Toastmasters International, as well as Milind, as well as Toastmaster Joseph, all of you for being that, setting everything up in advance so that I can come in as the Vice President of Education and take all the credit. On that note, I'd like to move on to the table topic session in today's meeting. The table topics master today. And I must confess, I don't have his introduction. Now, when you don't have someone's introduction, it's actually important that you speak from your heart. You speak from what you have in your mind, because I have known this person for the last, I don't know how many minutes now, probably 30, 40 minutes. Yes. I'm going to try to use that understanding of mine that I procured in the last 30, 40 minutes to introduce our table topics master. I walked in at 6:30 today, and I was looking for the table topics master. I found speaker number 1, I found speaker number 2, I found speaker number 3, I found all the table topic speakers, but I was not able to find the table topics master. I've been running everywhere, and that probably goes to show how hard he is to find. And I also came to know, not so long ago, that this person is playing the role of a table topics master for the first time. And by the way, when I played the role of a table topics master for the first time, I struggled a lot. As a matter of fact, I even turned off my video at one point and told my mentor, Toastmaster Deepa, that I cannot do it. That is the kind of role that we have in today's meeting. And our table topics master is from the club, Airbus Toastmasters Club. I would like to call on Toastmaster Yogesh Thakur to take over the show. Toastmaster Yogesh is making me jealous because I don't have blazer on today. Well, thank you for that. Over to you.
So, good evening, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and the guests who are there in YouTube. I'm Yogesh Sudhakar, a member of Airbus India Toastmasters Club, and I'm the table topic master of today's event. But before we dive into the table topics, why do we always have table topics as part of Toastmasters meeting agenda? Is there anything special? or it's any time if you go for any meeting, there is an agenda for table topics, right? I think that's because table topics helps us to think on our feet spontaneously. You want to say something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the sake of guests, we always put that table topics so that they can speak. Otherwise, they are not.
And that's one of the point. But I think it's a lot more than that, I believe. So I think it improves the four communication skills. One is listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. With that, here I am to test your impromptu speaking skills. The topics are around the theme, and the timing allotted would be 1 to 2 minutes. So the timer is sitting right in front of us. So yeah, Sriranji, yeah. And I have a box here. So this box is called controlling your fate. So why do I say that? Because all the topics are there rolled up. So I'm going to open it and I call the first participants, got the name. So I'll call them, I'll open the box, I'll ask them to pick so that I'm not getting blamed. If he takes the easy one, then it's okay. If they choose the toughest one, it's not me. It's because of your pick. Okay, so the first speaker or the table topic speaker is Toastmasters Siddharth. So I'm just going to open it and ask him to pick one. I'll just read it out to others. If you could do it all over again, what would you change? If you could do it all over again, what would you change? Over to you again, Sudha.
We all have that one question in our mind when we think, what if we hadn't taken that decision? What if we had done things differently? We all keep pondering on this. This reminds me of a very, very specific story of me joining college. Since a childhood, I was a big fan of Dr. Kalam. I used to be very fascinated by rocket, space, and science. So I was also the go-to person for everyone in my whole apartment for to go-to person for fixing their computers. So everyone around me assumed that I was going to take software engineering. So did my father, so did my mother. But that day at the counseling, I've been to this one of the fanciest room in the college. I've seen a table. I see a couple of branches available for me to choose from. Everyone is so certain that I'm just going to take computer science. But in that moment, I've seen one branch which had about 20-25 seats available. And then I said to my father, can I take aerospace engineering? He was so shocked, so startled. It's like, why do you want to do that? Like, it feels right. That day is when I've completely changed the course of my career, and I chose aerospace engineering. But if I do one thing all over again, I would rather take computer science. That's praise the Lord. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Siddharth. So you are saying in front of Airbus saying that you want to take computer science. What is that? Okay. So the next Toastmaster, Piyush. So I would like you to pick one. I'll read it out for others. So the topic is how do you define success? The topic is how do you define success? Toastmaster Piyush.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yogesh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So let me calm my nerves first. So it's a very tough topic. How do you define success? So let me give an example to you. I started my career, right? After 1 year of gap after my graduation, that was a big success for me because after 1 year you get a job after so much struggle, right? I define that as a success. But no, I don't want to define that as a success. For me, success is something which you go an extra mile, right? Give something and learn something out of it, right? So take a scenario example, right? I have been given a meeting from my manager, go, delivery, and get the sales. Because I was into sales exactly. I mean, the first job. I went to one of the company. I remember till today it was in Mangalore, some printing press. I go unannounced, and he says me that I'm okay. I don't need anything. The point here for me is I need to sell him something, right? So when he tells I'm okay, I think he's not okay, right? Because I think in a different way. Because if someone is telling that I'm good, I think I can see your senses, I think you're not good. So for me, something to define a success is if you're telling your success, you need to define that how did you reach that success, right? Either in a story or either you pitch your sales target, whatever. So you can be an live example for the people in the team that how did you achieve that success, how did you achieve that sales. Maybe you're doing one extra mile or you're defining the scenarios to your team that so that they can learn from you, right? So for me, success is something where people can learn from you and they can take as an example for such kind of scenarios when they meet such difficulties in their life. So that's what how I define success based on my life scenario as an example. Thank you.
Yes, achieve success. So the next one would be distinguished Toastmaster Ramla. I would like you to take one. Okay. So the topic for distinguished Toastmaster Ramla is what impact do you want to leave on the world? What impact do you want to leave on the world, Toastmaster?
Mr. Table Topics Master and fellow Toastmasters. What impact do I want to leave on the world? Probably I can illustrate it by means of an example. He lost his job in 1832. He failed in business in 1834. His sweetheart died in 1836. He suffered a nervous breakdown in 1838. He was defeated for land officer in 1844. He was defeated for Senate in 1849. He was defeated for vice president in 1854. Again defeated for Senate in 1856. And in 1860, ladies and gentlemen, Abraham Lincoln became the president of the United States of America. What single quality can we attribute his success to? Perhaps that's exactly what I'm trying to drive home. Perseverance. No one can ever pursue a worthy object steadily and persistently with all the powers of his mind and yet make his life failure. Focus the rays of the sun in winter and you can kindle a fire with ease. Melt a charge of shot into a bullet and it can be fired through the bodies of 4 men. The giants of the human race have been men of concentration, men who have struck sledgehammer blows in one place until they've accomplished their purpose. The successful men of today are men of one overmastering idea, men of one unwavering aim, men of single and intense purpose. Every great man has become great, and every successful man has succeeded in proportion as his confined is passed to one particular channel. As a rule, what the heart longs for, the head and the hands attain. The currents of knowledge, of wealth, and of success are as certain and fixed as the tides of the sea. So in all great successes, we can trace the power of concentration, revealing every faculty upon one unwavering way. And that is perseverance, ladies and gentlemen. That is what leads us to success. And that's what I want to
to take home today?
I think he has already impacted us to knowing about you that you are the second distinguished Toastmaster of India. That's a great impact. I'll call upon the next table topic, Toastmaster Seema. Okay. I'll move on with another one. It's Toastmaster should be. The topic for is what money cannot buy. The topic is what money cannot buy. OT.
I think Toastmaster Yogesh, what money cannot buy. So we all are professionals, most of us, and we all are professionals because we want to earn something, want to earn money, and money can bring wisdom, freedom. We all money can buy I think every materialistic thing we all want, but what money cannot buy. I want to listen from you, audience. What guesses you can make and what do you think? Happiness. Yeah.
Peace of mind.
So,
Yes.
love.
Yes. So all are correct answers. So money can buy everything, every materialistic thing, but cannot buy love, happiness, peace of mind, time with family and friends. And I think that is most important. And money, very materialistic things we all know, and very much people are running behind money, but don't want to spend time, don't give time to the things which money cannot buy. And we need to change this thing. We need to change our perspective for the money that and try to spend time with the things which money cannot buy, so that we do not regret in our lives in the previous stage. Thank you.
That's all the list I have. And if there is any volunteer guest, because we missed one here, so if anyone wants to volunteer for table topic, yeah, please. Oh, please, please. Please pick one. Okay, the topic for him is having a pet helps you to reduce stress level. Having a pet helps you to reduce stress level. OT.
Mr. Table Topic Master and fellow Toastmasters. Having a pet reduces your stress levels. It is absolutely true. Because sometime back, we were staying before we moved into an apartment, we were staying in an independent house. And then we had the luxury of keeping a pet that was attached. And it was, we were attracted with that for so much. And that time I was working in the bank, and when I used to come home late in the night, this is the one thing that used to jump and run around with me and lick me around. And suddenly I used to lose all that stress that I had in the bank. So that is the impact of the stress of the pet at home. They also say that when you're really deeply stressed, if you have a water tank with fish tank, that definitely by just sitting down and watching that fish moving around is definitely reduces the stress. And I don't know whether you know about, there is a fish called Vastu fish or something they call it. A small one, they say it is very expensive. It costs you something in thousands. And people generally have one fish in that tank, and that keeps moving around. And they say not only that, it reduces the stress, but they also say that it brings you luck. So it is for the voters to decide and tell me whether it is true or not. So having said that, definitely keeping a pet definitely reduces stress, it makes you feel relaxed, and definitely makes you feel rejuvenated.
Thank you very much. I want to parrot. Oh, that's nice. That's good. So we have a volunteer already. Sriranjani. Yeah, and we will take the time away. Want me to read out?
Lessons of happiness that adults can learn from newborn babies. Okay, this is my first ever speech on Toastmasters Club. Recently, I joined Airbus Toastmasters Club, and this is my first speech. And I was very nervous to raise my hand from there about the daily topics because it is unlike to prepare speeches. You have to give it impromptu. But when I saw the topic, okay, it's very close to my heart because I have a toddler now. Her perspective of happiness is totally different. She can find happiness in small piece of paper, like not money. For us, money is a piece of paper which gives happiness. For her, even the tiniest paper piece, she will play with that for like hours. So yesterday, when I went back from home, went back from office to home, she had a scissor and a paper in her hand. She used to cut that into million pieces and just take it in her hand and just say, "Oh, it was just being all my living room." But she was finding happiness in that. She can find happiness in just waste paper, but people they are not able to find happiness in lots of money, which is again a paper. Yeah. So when someone gives her money, like 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees, she like just gives back it to me. But if you give her something, waste paper or anything, she enjoys. It's like the perspective or the how you look at that piece of paper as a money or a waste paper. It all depends on your perspective. It is not purely happiness is I would say it's very subjective. Everybody can see happiness everywhere, but people are focusing on different things which are not really giving them happiness. So thank you. That was my speech.
That was the app topic for her. I didn't know that she had a Okay, that's all from my side. Thank you. For the Toastmasters today.
Now you tell me, this is not the first time he's played the role of favorite topics master. I think he's been playing this role in his bedroom. I think he's been playing this role in his backyard. And I'm pretty confident he's also been assigning topics to his children. His grandchild. I'm not sure. But with that said, that is not the first time he played that. I'm sure. A lot of applause to Toastmaster Yogesh for such an intelligent section. All three topics. It's amazing to see a lot in this room. What an opportunity. But there's another opportunity that's going to be presented to two people today that will entertain us. That's right, they're going to entertain us. And those two people are President of Speech Weavers, Toastmaster Joseph Felix Benedict, and Toastmaster Sukarna Bose. I'd like to call on Toastmaster Joseph and Toastmaster Sukarna. Yes, please. Yes, I'd like to call both of you to the stage to entertain the audience. Now, I don't know what the good came into this, but I'm pretty confident. Yes, sir. Yes, we will have the evaluation session, so let's small tweak the agenda. So we'll have the evaluation session soon after this. Over to you, Toastmaster Joseph and Toastmaster Sukarna. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adarsh. Okay, so while most of you are thinking, what is it that I'm going to perform? Will it be a comedy act or am I going to dance? What are your thoughts? Was it that? We move it. Okay. Yes. It's a song, okay? Yes, very obvious. So apologies because I am not really doing well with respect to my vocal abilities today. I have cold. I will try my best to sing a song that is very, very close to my heart. And I hope the song is also something very close to you because it's sung by Elvis Presley and it's a song about love. And love is something that unites us, all of us. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? For I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. For I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Thank you.
Toastmaster Joseph, but before that, round of applause to Toastmasters International. I never used to have a voice in my entire life. Yes, Toastmaster Joseph. Sure. The interest of time, also the interest of our president, Mr. Best. We're going to go on to the evaluation session in today's meeting. And for our first evaluation, I'd like to call on distinguished Toastmaster Ramla to present his evaluation on DTM Learning Speech. Over to you.
Is this working? Yeah. I think we witnessed one of the finest speeches ever from distinguished Toastmaster Millen. I have seen him grow as a speaker right from day one. Absolutely, I mean, he has worked upon himself, and today he gave us a splendid talk. Something, and only surprising thing was, as he was reading from here, I was afraid he was going to read all through this presentation. But then he sprang a surprise by coming in front of the audience. That was a great job done. And as long as you were reading, you lost eye contact. That's what I thought before you came onto the stage. But then that was not to be, because as long as you were reading a script, and the script was so very well read, and it appeared as though you did not lose eye contact with the audience. In fact, when you read a script, if you are able to maintain the eye contact, nothing like it. Reading a script, written script, while looking at the audience is really a tough task. And I think he has done a splendid job there, marvelous, and he came in front of the audience and then delivered the rest of the presentation, and he kept us totally engaged. The purpose of this talk is to connect with an unfamiliar audience, or he has to talk an unfamiliar topic to the club members. I think today he gave us an unfamiliar topic. That way, I think you have really excelled. You have scaled the project. Well done. So shall we give a round of applause for that?
Nicely done. And below Banerjee, and I could also see the hand gestures while he was here, and then as soon as he came in front of us, we could see a lot of body language. Your voice was full of life. There's one suggestion that I would want to give you is you came onto the stage in front of the audience, but then the position that you took, almost you were looking this side. You were not in the center of the stage. Whenever you're in front of the audience, stand firmly rooted in front of them and then deliver the rest of the talk. That would have made a real wonderful impact. Because whatever you said here was full of marvel, full of life. And then you use those statements. Do you know who he is? Right? Do you know he kept on asking us and he did not even answer at the end. We don't know who it is. Probably he built it up. It must have been a concocted story, or if it is the truth, then we would love to know who the person is. Back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for a wonderful presentation.
Round of applause to our distinguished Toastmaster Ramdan for this specific evaluation. Also round of applause to distinguished Toastmaster Dylan for such an amazing. Thank you for that. We are moving to our second evaluation for today's evening. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Mayur Suryavanshi to present his evaluation on the speaker's speech. Over to you.
Good evening once again. Congratulations, Tanvi, for completing the level 1 project with speech. This started very well with the story of superstition and fortune. Even though my mother used to give me Daniel chini whenever I go to exam, but after eating it, I felt uncomfortable most of the time. So you started giving a lot of examples in your speech. That was very good actually. But I could have felt if you could have given some introduction about or your speech that could give a detail about the topic, what is fortune or superstition. I like your examples which you have given, like itching in your right hand or right palm or left palm, right? You grabbed the stage very well. That was very good. And I remember one of your examples that Thursday you don't have to wash your hairs and all those things. So there are a couple of examples we can include because in India we have followed lot of superstition. We can't list down all of them, right? So we have to cut short on those examples a bit and elaborate more on one or two of the examples, and that could have been a better speech, in my opinion. You excelled at using your gestures, eye contact, and one of the examples you have given about I forgot. Okay, I forgot. That's my mistake. So you have given a wonderful speech, and one thing I would like to tell you that you could have elaborate more on the conclusion as well, which could be a little bit I could have understand well, because certain time I feel that this speech is like going a little bit fast at one point of time. Certain time I feel it's slow, and it could have structured very well. And if you could have a practice of this speech and then you could have delivered, then it could be a much better speech, right? So on the perspective of voice modulation, that is very good. Eye contact, it's good. Gestures you have used very well, and you come across most of the not from the podium but from the stage. That was very good, because if you reflect your gestures and all those things, that will be very good. So, in my opinion, it was a very good speech, and congratulations to you for completing your speech. I hope you do well in your evaluation in the next speech. All the best for your upcoming speech.
Round of applause to Toastmaster Mayur. Just amazing evaluation. Very much for that. And last but not the least, I'd like to call on Toastmaster Priya to present her evaluation report of Toastmaster Rajesh's speech. Toastmaster Priya, the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Can you believe your eyes? The answer to your question, Toastmaster Rajesh, I couldn't. Because the way you started and the way you delivered your speech was really amazing. And it's been an honor to hear your speech. When you started your speech, you started with the admission in the college. And I was wondering what turn this story could take. You know, it's like very common thing. People are coming and telling their college experiences. But it was out of the box. You told the story of your best friend, which was very relatable to the title of the speech. You told about your best friend, Binu, and side by side you told about Viju. Your confidence was up to the mark. The speech was very engaging. I'm sure whoever was listening to you was into the story. They were in their imagination where they were seeing one side Binu and one side Viju. And when you started your speech, the energy was somewhere there, but the inclination which was in the energy was like this, which is really amazing. It was an amazing speech, but I'm tied to my responsibility to give you few improvements which can take it to the other level. The first point is that while you were delivering your speech, you could hold your mic near to your mouth, although your voice quality is so good that we could hear it very clearly and very sharply. So that is an added advantage that we have. The another thing is that you can focus on your body language. Like you were telling, I turn left, I turn right. So like that, you can deliver while delivering your speech. The next thing is that you can have variation in your pitch. Like you said that vendor was telling. So when you were giving a reference to other person, you can vary your speech. The vendor was telling like that, or in your way. And there was another example where you were telling that invigilator was shocked. So you can give it like invigilator was shocked. Like that. And maybe you can work out a little bit on your facial expressions. But overall, it was an amazing, a remarkable speech, and you are a remarkable orator. And the way you delivered your speech, you have a strong stage presence, which very few people have and they have to work, but you are an amazing speaker. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmasters.
A round of applause to Toastmaster Priya. Amazing evaluations, amazing set of evaluations all evening. Thank you very much for joining us as well. We have something much more left in today's meeting, without a doubt. For that, I'd like to hand it back to Toastmaster Joseph. But before that, as the Toastmaster of the day, I would like to provide my closing answers. Now, when we started this meeting today, I think I spoke about the fact that Speech Weavers is one. Speech Weavers has won a lot of different things, and I love my club quite a lot. But with that said, there is no way we could have done this meeting on our own. There is no way we could have done this meeting on our own. And that's why we have the great Garden 3 Toastmasters Club and the budding Airbus Toastmasters Club. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. And Toastmaster Abraham, I'm not sure whether you actually know me very well, but I think probably around 2 years ago, I joined my first ever Toastmasters meeting, and it was at the Garden 3 Toastmasters Club. It was online, and I think it was a meeting where the outgoing officers were bidding farewell to everybody. Thank you very much for hosting me on that day, and I cannot wait to be back at your club. And we cannot wait to be back at your club and your club as well. Thank you very much for making this very, very meaningful. And of course, unity is strength. And before that, as the Toastmaster of the day, I don't have a general evaluator. It was my duty to introduce the timer, but unfortunately, I didn't do that. So I'd like to call on the timer for today's meeting to present her report. And our timer, by the way, presented her first ever speech, from what I've come to understand. But yes, she'll be presenting her second ever speech at the Toastmasters meeting. And this will be the form of a timer's report. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for your English. So most of the speeches were on time and nobody went on like a red color card. I'm going to read timings of the prepared speeches. Milin, Toastmaster Milin, 8 minutes, 56 seconds. That was a little more time. And Toastmaster Tanvi, 7 minutes, 30 seconds. And Toastmaster Rajesh, 5 minutes and 47. And table topics, Toastmaster Siddharth, 1 minute, 18 seconds. Toastmaster Piyush, 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Toastmaster Ramlal, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. It's always difficult to fix a new topic onto 1 minute or not 2 minutes. That is difficult. And then I don't know my time is 1 minute, 54 seconds. Thank you. And her was like 1 minute, 37 seconds. And the timings for the evaluation speeches were Toastmaster Ramlal, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. I know the Toastmaster Milin's speech was also long, and so the time. And Toastmaster Mayu, 3 minutes and 2 seconds. Toastmaster Priya, 3 minutes, 4 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. And by the way, not only did she deliver her first speech, she also played the role of a timer, all on the fly. We didn't even have a timer ahead of today's meeting. So thank you very much for that. And back to you, Mr. President.
All the timings were well within time, except his speech. All the others.
Yes.
Well,
Over to you, Toastmaster.
2 to 3 minutes is evaluation. 1 to 2 minutes, you have plus 30 seconds.
Yeah.
1 to 2 minutes is table topics. Then evaluation 2 to 3 minutes. You have plus 30 seconds. 5 to 7 minutes plus 10.
Yes.
अपनी आँखों में बसाकर कोई इकरार करूं, अपनी आँखों में बसाकर कोई इकरार करूं, जी में आता है कि जीवन के तुझे प्यार करूं, अपनी आँखों में बसाकर कोई इकरार करूं। मैंने कब तुझसे रमाने की खुशी मांगी है, एक हल्की सी मेरे अपने हंसी मांगी है, एक हल्की मेरे अपने हंसी मांगी है, सामने तुझे को बिठाकर तेरा दीदार करूं, जी में आता है कि जीवन के तुझे प्यार करूं, अपनी आँखों में बसाकर कोई इकरार करूं। जवानी तौबा मस्त नजरों में है उल्फत की कहानी तौबा, मस्त नजरों में है उल्फत की कहानी तौबा, हाँ मेरी जान ये तमन्ना तेरा सिंगार करूं, जी में आता अपनी आंखों में बसाकर कोई इकरार करूं साथ छूटे ना कभी तेरा ये कसम ले लूं हर खुशी देखे तुझे तेरे सनम गम ले लूं हर खुशी देखे तुझे तेरे सनम गम ले लूं हाय मैं किस तरह से प्यार का इजहार करूं जी में आता है जीवन के तुझे प्यार करूं अपनी आंखों में बसा कर कोई इकरार करूं
Yes, before that, I'll just give a minute for Master Rajesh, make an announcement. Over to you, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. I am Rajesh from City Toastmasters now. And I'm also a part of coronation marketing team. How many of you have attended coronation earlier? Offline. There are some people among us who have attended. So what happens in a coronation?
Addition to the networking, various star speakers are there, outside speakers are there, other
Yes.
stalwarts of profession, you would say. In the industries, they come and give their inspirational motivation.
Yes.
So of course, there's a fun night also. Right?
Yes, yes. As told by sir. So we first have the election of the trio. After that, there are 2 more days when we have a lot of, recently had a club level contest, winners went to area level contest, then they went to division level contest. Now it will be district 92. So a day will be dedicated for all the 3 packets of the contest. And we'll also have keynote speeches, lot of speech related workshops. Somebody is coming from Bollywood to give a keynote speech, and you can get to network with, how many people are members are there in our district 92? It is more than around 8,000 members. So among 8,000 members, at least 700 or so will be turning up to the meeting, and you'll get to network with the best of the crowd in the meeting. So these are the advantages of making it to the coronation 2023. The dates are fixed on 27th and 28th, Saturday and Sunday of the month of May. Kindly book your calendars. The tickets are already available online. You can purchase online. A note regarding the purchase of tickets will be shared on your WhatsApp. I think you already received them, but I will ensure that it is sent to you once more. Kindly request you to make it to this coronation because we are attending an offline coronation after a couple of years. So, and this will be hosted in Hotel Hilton around the ring road, which is near Manita Tech Park. Kindly request once more, kindly request all of you to make it to this event and purchase The tickets are the earliest. As of now, the tickets are priced at 4,300 rupees. So kindly purchase the ticket at the earliest. Immediately, I will share. I will request. I will talk to the BP education and share this link at the. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Last but not the least, we'll have the felicitation in today's meeting. I would like to hand it to Toastmaster and ask him.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Thank you for being such a lovely audience, and it was a great pleasure for all of us to enjoy this meeting. And I'm sure in the history of Speech Weavers, Airbus, and Garden City, it is going to be a benchmark. Can you have a big round of applause? I will now request our President, Joseph Sir, to facilitate the Area Director A1, Toastmaster Krishna Datta. If he is not there, somebody can come and receive it on his behalf. Area Director D2, Toastmaster Suparna. Area B1, Director, Toastmaster Priyanka Renore. She's not present, so others should be received. Now, I would like to request the President of Garden City to please come and speak to the President. Appreciation to the Garden City President Mohammed Ibrahim Sajja. Can I call upon Toastmaster Joseph Felix Benedict? Last but not least, Toastmaster Vivek Harper. We decided we will not have general evaluator, so each and everybody is going to be given a certificate of appreciation because it's going to be a win-win situation as you have taken out time on Saturday evening to attend such a rendezvous meeting. This is going to be on benchmark and it's going to be in the history of all the three clubs, and I'm sure in District 72 as well. So, may I request Toastmaster Adarsh to present the certificate to Toastmaster Rajesh Kumar. Toastmaster Sai Siddharth.
Please. Thank you.
Toastmaster Priya Dhanya.
Okay.
Toastmaster Siran Jani.
Please. Thank you.
Can I call upon the VP of Garden Street to please come out? Certificate of Appreciation to Milan GTM Milan D. Collard.
Yes, sir. In January and February 2015, I joined the Speechcraft, where Sir was there. So he used to mentor us. Almost, I think, 6 weeks we had every Saturday at the, I'm a professionally company secretary. At the institute chapter, we had this Speechcraft. It was a pleasure to meet him that time, and we have been continuing this journey. It's an honor to get it from him. Thank you.
Toastmaster Adarsh Krishna.
Out of this world.
Toastmaster Deepa Sampat Kumar. GTM Siman Ramlal.
That's me. Organizing. Very well. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Toastmaster Nazmi. Toastmaster Shiva Mohsin.
She's not.
Somebody can
Yeah.
honor me. Toastmaster Janvi Jha. Thank you, sir. Now I request to GTM Minister to please come up on stage and present the Toastmaster Piyush Ji. Toastmaster Yogesh Sudhakar. Thank you. Can I request DTM Suparna Bose, please come over on stage, please. Certificate of appreciation to Toastmaster should be good. Toastmaster Mayur Suryavanshi. Toastmaster Richard. TCM Zulfikar Patel.
Yes, sir.
May I call upon Toastmaster DTM Ibrahim to please come on stage? We have amongst us a division director, division D director, Toastmaster Vijay Datta. Can you please Can I call upon others again to hand over the certificate to DTM Ram Gopal Patel?
Yes, sir.
I will take it.
Yes, sir.
And Toastmaster Vandana is not there. So
I'll probably take your mother as
Toastmaster Vinod Karthik.
I'll probably take your Vinod's behalf.
Toastmaster Priyanka Ranore is not there, so I'll take it on her behalf. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, others, for that. And thank you all. And now I'm handing over the podium to our President, Joseph Sir.
Apologies for that mishap there, because we are discussing internally about what we should do next. Because I see so many people in the room, we have so many interesting ideas, we have made such a massive agenda, and we're looking to find out what we have next. But yes, we'd like to call on our area actors, we'd like to call on all area actors on stage, please. I'd like to call on Toastmaster Suparna. We don't have Toastmaster Priyanka here, but please come on stage, Toastmaster Suparna. And by a show of hands, who are the other area actors in this room? I don't see any hands raised. Who else is an area actor in this room? Nobody else? That is surprising. Toastmaster Suparna, we'd like to hand you a memento because obviously you have been incredible. And I think the support of any area actor or division actor for any need is extremely important. And we've had the immense support of all the area actors across all three clubs that have been involved. Thank you very much for your amazing support because we couldn't have done all of this on our own whatsoever. Toastmaster lastly, I'd like to have and to hand over the momentum, I'd like to call on Toastmaster Mayur. And Mayur, I'd like to hand it to Toastmaster Suparna. A round of applause to Toastmaster Suparna for her amazing contribution as the lead actor of today's meeting. And on behalf of Toastmaster Priyanka, I request Toastmaster Mayur to collect the memento on her behalf. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Priyanka. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. I'm now moving to our presidents for today's meeting. Toastmaster Joseph, I'd like you to come on stage because we have to hand over memento for your amazing contribution to today's meeting. A round of applause to Toastmaster Joseph. And I request Toastmaster Mayur to hand over the memento to Toastmaster Joseph. I'm sure all of you are thinking about dinner right now. How many of you, by show of hands, are thinking about dinner but no? A round of applause to Toastmaster Joseph. Thank you very much. And now we'd like to call on Toastmaster Hemden from the Guarantee Toastmasters Club to collect this memento. Round of applause once again. Thank you very much. And last but not least, I'd like to call on Toastmaster Vivek from the Airbus Toastmasters Club. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And on that note, I'm handing it back to our president, Toastmaster Joseph, for the closing address. But before that, we'll also have the vote of thanks, but then again, handing it back to Toastmaster.
Words from the division director. A few words from the division director, sir.
Yes.
He's with us, so let us address him. Let's hear him. Yeah, please.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. How many of you know about a place known as Triveni Sangam? Okay. It's a sacred confluence of three rivers. What are those rivers? The sacred Ganges, Yamuna, and the mythological river Saraswati. Today's meeting is nothing less. A confluence of three of the most legendary clubs in our district, clubs with a lot of heritage. What happens in Triveni Sangam? Each of the rivers, they have their own separate characteristics, separate traits, and they have separate sources of origin. But once they come together, they flow in a single harmony. That is what defines the word unity. All the three clubs which are part of today's meeting, Airbus India Toastmasters Club,
Garden City Toastmasters Club, and Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. I'm sure all the three clubs have their own unique strengths, unique ways of doing their meetings, which every single club in Toastmasters has. But once we come together, we beat with a single heartbeat. And a single heartbeat is of being a Toastmaster. And in today's meeting, all of you have exemplified that single spirit of being a Toastmaster. The way that entire meeting was conducted, three different clubs coming together, it takes a lot of efforts behind the scenes in terms of arranging the logistics, highlighting the role takers, and the sync up between all the teams. And today, you have done such a wonderful job. So let's have a huge round of applause for the entire team behind this entire team. That is the main objective behind the Rendezvous meeting of bringing the best of district handling together to learn from each other and grow in the process. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It was indeed a pleasure. With this, back to you, the host of the event, Toastmaster Joseph. Thank you so much, sir.
Can we have the area director, G2, to please give feedback?
Good evening, everyone. I know it's quite late. We're almost going to be close to 9 o'clock, time for dinner. But I will keep my speech quite short because today we did not have any general evaluator. And in a way, I feel we really did not need one because this was such a high quality rendezvous meet that we really did not have two eyes observing things and noticing stuff. So big round of applause to all the role takers today, to the audience for creating this occasion, to our wonderful host, Joseph sir, Nazreen ma'am, and definitely our VP Education, Adarsh. Great job done. And thank you so much for having us from Airbus, India. Thank you so much for gracing the occasion from Garden City Toastmasters and Speech Weavers. I did make a note of a few points because as an area director, I feel it's my responsibility to evaluate each and every meeting I attend, just to check, are we meeting the standards of Toastmasters International? And yes, today, I really didn't have much to write on my sheet. If you want to see, it's empty. It just has the names of all the role takers today. And I want to personally thank each one of you, our host, and also our Sergeant at Arms Toastmasters team. Thank you so much for taking up this role and doing a great job. Our presiding officer, all the presiding officers today, Toastmasters Joseph, distinguished Toastmaster Abraham, and Toastmaster Vivek for giving such a power-packed presidential address. That is something we needed today for the Rendezvous. Thank you. Coming to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Adarsh, no words again. A job well done, and the transition from each and every section throughout the meeting was very smoothly done. And I love this energy. And that is the energy I was feeling sitting right there, transparent from it. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Adarsh, for executing your role. So, coming to our evaluators and speakers, definitely stars of the show are speakers. Speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Millen. He's someone, whenever I listen to his speech, there is always something that I take away. And today I had so many that I cannot name one right now. So amazing speech by distinguished Toastmaster Millen. And our second speaker, Toastmaster Tanvi, talk on superstitions and why should we even follow them? Yes, that is again a topic that what makes us want to ponder and really question things. So thank you so much, Sandy, for bringing that topic up and yes, giving us an idea of what this could be. Our third speaker, Toastmaster Rajesh. Again, a wonderful speech by Toastmaster Rajesh on my favorite friend. And yes, it did bring back a lot of my memories from my childhood. And when you mentioned about the twins concept, that's what I related because I am a twin. Yes. But only thing is that my twin does not look like me. We are fraternal. So yes, maybe yes, that's not the kind of story you were expecting. But yes, that was a great story and it was a great speech from your end. Thank you so much, sir. And definitely our evaluators, three most key roles of this meeting, because I feel in Toastmasters International, all the way up here today, every meeting we attend is to make sure we learn something at the end of this. And evaluators have done a great job giving the most positive and reinforcing feedbacks to the speakers. Distinguished Toastmaster Ramla, thank you so much for giving such a positive and constructive evaluation for our speaker, Distinguished Toastmaster Milind. Toastmaster Mayur, again, a great way of delivering feedback. And what I like the most is you use the sandwich technique, which is, yes, the usual way of doing it, but the way you did it was something very impactful. And you also mentioned examples from the speech that kind of helped me understand where to improve. So thank you so much. And yes, our third evaluator, Toastmaster Priya, again, a very positive and constructive feedback. And I also like the way you suggested ideas of what could have been done, how to utilize the stage, and how to use your body language and vocal variety. So that is something I learned as an audience from your feedback. So thank you so much. And this meeting has been a great experience for me. I personally feel that this room right now is not just any other ordinary room. And the theme that we've chosen, unity is strength. To me, unity is not just a noun, it's an action. It's a relationship that we build with our fellow members. And it stands on four pillars, the core values of Toastmasters. As a director, I'm going to say this. It's integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And together we grow with these core values. Together we grow together with unity. Thank you so much for having me today. And it would have been a privilege to have the other area directors as well. But I do miss their presence. But yes, thank you so much. And back to you, Toastmasters.
Now I hand over the stage to the our president, Joseph.
Before I could say something, I just want to remind Sakil's speaker about the what you call the inauspicious number of 13. The 13 and Apollo 13 failed at the right brass stop. And from that day, in the United States, they removed the number 13 in any building. That was the thing that happened. And it went on and on for years. I do not know what is the purpose. Now, this meeting is so auspiciously arranged. And also, it has to be a benchmark. And it is none other than Toastmasters. Soon after joining the Speech Weavers Club Toastmaster Nazi Begum spoke about the desire to elevate speech weavers to the next level. We discussed the plan of Rendezvous meeting involving the Garden City Toastmasters Club and the Airbus Toastmasters soon after the conclusion of the area level contest. Subsequently, we successfully conducted the unprecedented window meeting in the history of Speech Weavers or any club history. 92. Toastmaster Nazi Begum was instrumental in contacting the Garden City Toastmasters Club, the oldest club in Bangalore, and Airbus Toastmasters Club. She developed the agenda and contacted the luxurious venue JW Marriott, an international hotel in Bangalore. In the process, she has borne all expenses for this venue due to her love for this speech. She has in a heart to make life brighter for everyone. At the club, our hearts are still smiling while contemplating the graciousness that Toastmasters has been began and displayed in the management of Currency event. Was enlightening to see that the entire event was streamed live on YouTube for mainstream coverage. We as Speech Weavers owe a thanks and appreciation to Toastmaster Nazi Begum. She's unequally an asset to the Toastmaster present. Others?
Let's call on Toastmaster Nazi. Toastmaster Nazi, please come on stage.
Toastmaster specifically to give the vote of thanks.
So I'm here to give the vote of thanks to everybody on behalf of Deepa Sampath Kumar. Every event is made possible because someone dreamt it, someone planned it, and someone took the actions to make it happen. I'm honored to have this opportunity to thank the dynamic team and their ardent intentions behind the success of this memorable meeting. This event was a brainchild of our beloved members and Vice President of Membership Toastmasters Nazmeen. I still remember receiving a message 3 weeks ago from President Joseph Sir with how we address him on the Atta Club. Nazmeen wants to personally sponsor our rendezvous meeting and she's planning to host it at JW Marriott. Let us find 2 clubs to join this event. Wow, I was wondering, did I hear this correct? JW Marriott for rendezvous? I realized her extraordinary dedication while volunteering to do so. After meeting her, her vision for the event left me amazed. Her aim was to elevate the club brand and members to have the most memorable time this summer. Given we are mostly an online club, despite her demanding job and travels as a busy entrepreneur, she made sure the clubs were chosen, venue and logistics were booked, and menu logged, and also issues troubleshot promptly. Thank you, Toastmaster Nazmi, for being the organizational lead and sponsor of this event. We are delighted and proud of you. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a rapturous round of applause. Standing right behind her as a member was the President Joseph Philip, who lead the initiative and brought it to life. Thank you, Joseph sir, preparation of gifts, agenda, coordination, and publicity. Thank you. And most importantly, thank you Garden City Toastmasters Club, the oldest club of India, Airbus Toastmasters Club, the Youthful Club of District 92, for accepting the invite. Thank you to its presidents, DPM Department and EPM Vivek, for all the coordination and efforts that went behind the scenes in your respective clubs. This was a rendezvous supported by our dedicated area directors. Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka Renode, Area B1 Director, Toastmaster Suparna Bose, Area D2 Director. Your presence and guidance mean a lot to us. And this is a meeting when we even have Division D Director, Toastmaster JJ Garza. It's a great fortune and honor to have such tall, supportive leaders amidst us. Please give them a huge round of applause. Last but not the least, thank you to each and every member. You are the real stars that shine up the meeting. You truly are. Thank you for taking the time out, taking the time to prepare extra hard for the roles you took up, and for adding the life and vibrancy of this amazing meeting. Thank you.
I request Toastmaster Varna Bose to bear with me because she's already hungry. She indicated that 9 o'clock is already there for dinner time. So I will take 5 more minutes. Bear with me, please. You have read the vote of thanks by Deepa. She is one of the oldest members of Speech Weavers Club. And I am feeling very sad that she is not present here. She is one of the icons. She is a walking dictionary and one of the brightest persons. She was the president of Speech Weavers. And I really had a great affinity for the reason. When I joined Speech Weavers, I was introduced to her, Deepa Sampath Kumar. The word Sampath Kumar is my name. My father kept it as my pet name. Was she connected? However, it was from Habo we have been connected. I immediately embraced her as my daughter. And I equally kept her next to my heart like any other daughter's for me. And that is the love I have from the day one and today. Her absence makes me very sad. I hope she watches this one in her network system and will really feel how much of love I have for her. Because if she has come over here, to have been a world of difference. If this historic meeting will never be repeated again. And that was the thing. So I'm so sorry for changing your emotions. However, I would like to say, I'm really happy that every one of you have attended, even though they are 100% attendance is not there, but still you are able to make it. Toastmasters, I see something in all of you, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, officially.
So I joined the meeting 717. Yeah, we have to have a photograph. Please. You will have a group photograph because they all can raise. We are not able to arrange. Well, now we will be arranging. Here. Here. One photograph.
Oh, podium work.
Super. Vivek.